Happy Sunday, everybody. Yes, I am here with you, and you are here with me, Kiara The Voice. And we are joined here together on the most amazing, beautiful, heartwarming, super engaging Sunday. Yes, the rumors are true. We have entered retrograde, but I'm not here to talk about that because we understand that there are shifts that always happen within the cosmos, and they create a shift that's happening down here. And usually during retrogrades, everybody gets all crazy and they're like, oh, my life is going upset. And we start to blame the stars instead of realizing that the stars are forcing us to address things that we somehow have thought we got over or have settled in our life, but now we are realizing that we have to address these, even if these things are habits that we've continuously been a part of or had a part of our lives that no longer are aiding our growth, but are kind of keeping us in the same exact space. We become creatures of habit, and until we realize that we have this habitual thing going on, we stay in that cycle until it's time to shift. So the cosmos make time for us to shift, and they force us into this way. And that's why it feels so traumatizing for some people, because it's a forced shift that you have to be a part of. You don't have a choice. And us as humans, we always have choices, but when the cosmos and the universe is ready for us to make a change, we have to just go along with it. Just like all other living things, we have to then be in flow. And when we're in flow and we're at our path of least resistance, then we can receive all of the insight, all of the clarity, all of the light that is going to be shown onto us right after all of the mud has been thrown and tossed everywhere. So I woke up this rising feeling super, super excited, feeling super, super blessed, coming off of a extremely good high for my cousin's wedding yesterday. My cousin Dawn got married on my dad's side. Yes! Today's also my daddy's birthday. Happy birthday, Daddy. But it was beautiful because she lives out a little further away from me in California, but so much of my family was able to come over here, and we don't often get to celebrate a lot of things together, but we have gone through so much together. And like many families, there are arguments and differences of ideas, differences of how we want to activate this thing that we have called life, and differences in how we want to continue life, not based on what the past trauma has allowed us to view things as. And last night for me at my cousin's wedding was a huge win in undoing so much generational trauma that happens within our family, just about being supportive of one another. I saw so much love in the room. And it takes time, and it takes practice, and it takes time, and it takes practice, and it takes time, and it takes practice, and it takes patience. It takes your ability to understand where somebody else is at and know and respect that they are on their path, and still show them your way by being so dedicated to your path and allowing them to come in to where you're at, just so that they can experience that what you're doing, what you're creating, where your mind is going is actually real. That it's a thought that can be shared beyond just you, but with everybody around you. And you have to sometimes be that one oddball in your family that takes that leap, that takes that jump, that takes that free fall into whatever it is that you've imagined can be. And when you take that free fall into whatever it is that you can imagine can be, you ultimately eliminate the fear of those around you to do the same thing, or you lessen their fear in doing the same thing. And when I just got to be around everybody and see everybody smiling, happy, enjoying, hugging, being cooperative about how we're gonna get to different spaces without any arguments, it's cool, because we're the first generation in my family, these set of cousins that I'm talking about, that my first cousins, we're the first generation technically to be outside of the projects. And I didn't realize that until the other day when I was talking to my cousin, and just that thought alone, I had to be so thankful, so grateful, so happy for the amount of success that all of my cousins have been showing and demonstrating within their own personal lives. I got super excited for the amount of success that I have within myself, within my dedication to my purpose, and allowing you to see that life has endless possibilities and you can tap into them whenever. It's all your choice. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, family, for undoing the generational trauma. I know we still have so much work to do. I know we still have so much work to do on a day-to-day basis, and not just make the celebration be the time in which we can embrace each other with so much love, but make the celebration an everyday thing, make communication an everyday thing, make understanding an everyday thing, and have really open communication with one another. And I think we're finally starting to get to that space in my family where we're finally truly communicating with one another and explaining and sharing how we feel. Even if we think how we feel won't be received, we have to share how we're feeling so that others around us can start to understand where we're at. If there is no communication, there can be no growth, there can be no change, there can be no elevation, there can be no expansion within who you are, because you have to be able to commune with others, to understand a different mindset to yours, to hear a different viewpoint in order to open up another door in your life to get you closer to what it is you want and what it is you're manifesting. So I'm happy. Today is the first day of this retrograde, and I'm feeling like I'm going to be shifting a lot. I'm feeling like I'm going to have to check myself a lot, which is a great thing, because when you have to check yourself, it allows you to realize that there's still things within yourself you need to pay deeper attention to, so that nothing outside of you brings you to a space you don't want to be in. And that's what I'm working on towards. That is the goal, to make sure that I am unaffected by all things that are happening outside of myself, because things that are happening outside of myself should be a reflection of what's going on within myself. And so if I'm seeing something that I'm not liking outside of myself, I need to take a moment, reassess, and see where that lives within myself, so I can undo that trauma, so you can undo that trauma. Take some time this week to just write down all of the things that you feel so good about, all of the changes that you've made in your life, all of the changes that your family has made in your life, or take down some notes on what changes you want to see in your life and make those your goals right now. I believe that 2020 should be a very self-centered kind of year, and not in a selfish way, but self-centered in a way that you really start to dig deep, understand, and then just be purely you. Purely you, without the fear, without the attachment to judgment, without the attachment to edification, without the attachment to anything. You have nothing to defend. That's one of my favorite quotes from Lisa Nichols. It's one of her affirmations that she said that she used to say to herself when she was going on her journey of growth to becoming the woman that she is today. But you have nothing to defend. Zilch, nilch, nada. Nothing to defend. So be authentically, truthfully, fully, freely you. I love you. I appreciate you. You mean the world, the moon, the stars, the entire Milky Way galaxy to me. And until next time.